So you might be kind of struggling, right? And I get it. Like there's a certain aspect to you that you're like, you know what? Like I'm not really getting the performance I need. I'm not really getting the things that I need out of my team or whatnot. But man, I'm talking a good talk in front of these managers, right? My superiors, my higher ups, upper management, whoever it is, man, I talk a good game to them, and they're like, man, you really on the right track. And then you go back to your team, and you're like, oh boy, I let's see how this works out, right? And so I want to bring this to your attention and say, just, and the word that's coming to mind is integrity, right? I want you to have integrity in everything that you do, because as you're in front of these managers, you're saying, man, I'm doing the right thing. I'm working on these things. I'm working on these inputs, man. I got everything, I got everything together, right? I'm doing all the steps. And then you get back to your team and you're like, why aren't y'all doing the steps? Right? So understand what I mean by integrity is you kind of talking that talk in front of everybody, right? Like you're talking to the managers and you're like, man, I'm gonna be doing this, I'm doing that, here's my plan, here's a 18-point layout of what I'm doing with my team, and then you get back and the performance really isn't there. So what do you need to do? You need to actually act as what you're saying you're gonna do, right? There's so many lists that are probably on your desk right now that you haven't followed up with. There's so many things that you've told your manager, or you've read a book, right? You probably read 15 books and you haven't enacted one thing from the book. So when I say integrity, I'm not just meaning doing the things behind closed doors that, when people aren't looking, you're still doing the right thing. I'm talking about when you're talking the talk in front of the higher ups and the people who make your paycheck and the people who run that business. I'm talking about you going back to your team and doing the same thing. So I want you to talk the talk. I want you to walk the walk with them. And I want you to understand that those lists that you're creating, like create one list, scrap all the other lists, create one list. Because if you have so many lists, nothing's gonna get done, right? If you try to do everything, you ain't gonna do anything. And I'm just being real with you at this point. Look, do me a favor and take one list, map out the steps that are most important to you every day. If I don't do these things every single day, I'm not gonna be successful today. And then what I want you to do from there is understand that when you get back to your team, you have to do those things and check box it. I want you to have one of your associates come by and check box it if you did it for that day, and be accountable. Hold yourself accountable to these things. Look, man, y'all continue to learn, y'all continue to pour. This has been your Elevation Change for the day.